welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 22 as Colorado Rockies here on GM Games. My name is Aaron. And before we get into this episode, just a quick reminder, if you like what you're watching here, or what you have been watching here, I guess, if you could head over to my channel at Around the World Sports and drop me a subscribe over there, I would greatly appreciate it. I've got a Detroit Tigers Let's Play going on over there, as well as a franchise hockey manager Let's Play with the Boston Bruins. So that's about it. So let's get right to some baseball action. So we're 7-13. It's been it was a rough second half of the month of April for us. We started off 6-6, but you can see starting about here, we lost 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 10 to finish off the month. So it wasn't a great start to the month. Offensively, middle of the pack. We're really low in home runs, which is a bit surprising. Our pitching staff has been better, at least, from a bullpen perspective, has been significantly better than last year. Starters aren't dead last, which I guess is something. Second in batting average. But that 11th in home runs is a bit surprising. So we're gonna get right to it. I have been keeping an eye on the waiver wire. There were a couple of names on there that I think I wanted to go over or go after, I guess you could say, or at least, there were two names on here that I wanted to go after. Jon Duplantier with Arizona, the ground ball pitcher. He's got 5 excellent pitches, good stuff, good movement, good control. So I think we're going to put in a claim on Duplantier. And then the other one was J.B. Wendelken. He's an extreme fly ball pitcher, but he's got some good ratings, really good fastball. Decent stuff, good control, decent movement. So we're going to put in claims on both of these pitchers. So everything we can do to try to improve our team, we're going to do. I don't think there were any hitters. And then I just want to look at free agents. There are no free agents out there that are of any interest to me. Not Yariel. Yariel Rodriguez at 25 isn't a bad option, but at $15 million he is. So we put in a couple of claims for a couple of bullpen arms. I don't know who they would replace. Maybe Dolis and Diaz, just based on how these guys are starting out. I don't know. But we're going to get to May, and my goal is to go up to the draft pool announcement today. So let's get ourselves up to June 11th. So let's sim ahead and see how things go. First game, we win 6-2. So we were able to pick up Duplantier from the Diamondbacks. So we have to figure out who to send down. And it's still early, so a lot of these numbers obviously are small sample size. But let's take a quick look. So Diaz, 8 innings, 6 hits, no home runs. He's given up 7 runs. He's walked 7. So Diaz, I think Diaz goes down, just looking at their ratings. It's fine. We will waive him and call up Duplantier. And we'll make him a middle reliever. And again, he's another player that we could potentially stick in the starting rotation if we need to. He's a ground ball pitcher. So, So, all right, so we win. So that's it's a good first day of the month, a win and a player upgrade, I guess. So let's move on. Taking on the Giants in San Francisco, we win again 4-2. So we've won 2 in a row now. And we lose 1-0. And we picked up Wendelken. So excellent. We picked up both pitchers that we wanted. So I think that means Dolis gets the axe now. He has to clear waiver. I have a feeling both of these guys are going to clear waivers. But that works. I'm happy with that. So we pick up both Wendelken and Duplantier. So Wendelken will become a middle reliever. Stevens. So we got Duplantier and Wendelken now. So we lost 1-0. That's a tough one. Who pitched? Michael King went the distance. You don't see that very often, but I will take it. All right, so let's keep moving forward, as they say. So we won 3 out of 4 to start May. Good start. Now we go to the Dodgers for 4. This could be the kind of that cold water, so to speak, in the face as we get Charlie Morton back. Patrick Murphy's been really good as a starter in his 2 starts, but I think he has to go to the bullpen, and we're going to have to send somebody down. Ooh, Duplantier. That's not a good start. Well, I guess it's only 2 games, not the end of the world. Tommy Doyle is probably that guy who's going to get sent down. I don't think he's quite ready yet. Injured list. Let's get Morton back in there. Let's get Morton back in the starting rotation. No, I want him as a middle relief. I don't want Patrick Murphy as long relief, an emergency starting pitcher. Cool. All right, so let's keep going. 3-2 this month, 3-3 this month as we lose to the Dodgers again, and we get Brandon Crawford back, which is nice. So I think we're gonna go with just the 3 outfielders because McKinstry can play left and right, but we don't. That means we wouldn't have anybody. No, because I think Tapia can back up in center field. I'm fine with that. Hilliard's just bad, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna stick Brandon Crawford in as our starting shortstop. McKinstry in left, McKinstry in right. And then against lefties, McKinstry's a lefty as well. Can he actually hit lefties better than Crawford? Yes, he can. So McKinstry will actually play shortstop against lefties. And then, all right, so we've lost 2 in a row to the Dodgers after winning 3 out of 4 against the Giants. 9-3 loss, a 9-1 loss, and then a 2-1 loss. Can we avoid the sweep? No, we get swept by the Dodgers, so that's kind of rough. 3 out of 4. We won 3 out of 4 against the Giants, and then got swept by the Dodgers in LA. So now we take on San Francisco and we win. So we beat San Francisco. Let's put both those guys in AA. Let's take a look at the box score here. San Francisco with Francisco Lindor. Brendan Rodgers, 2 for 4. McKinstry had 3 hits. Gallo's up to 10 home runs on the year. And Clark Schmidt picks up the win. And that ERA starting to come down here a little bit. Good bullpen work out of Claudio, Chafin, and Martinez. We'll play one more week. We'll play it here, and then we'll take a look at the team stats, see where we stand, see if there are any changes we want to make. We take on the Giants again at home, and we win again. So Jimmy Nelson is... Oh, right. So we get Jordan Montgomery back. He was one of the players that we picked up in the offseason that we'll likely use as a trade chip. All right, so 2 in a row against San Francisco. Can we sweep the Giants? We can't. So we are 5-2 against the Giants this month, 0-4 against the Dodgers. So 5-6 so far this month. We travel to Chicago to take on the Cubs. Lose 1-0. Lose 3-2. So a couple of low-scoring games. Brendan Rodgers has got wrist soreness, out for 2 weeks. We'll let him play through that. Can we avoid the sweep at the hands of the Cubs? We can't. So we're 12-22. Not in last place, but we are still just 2-8 in our last 10. Not a great start to the season. But it hasn't... I mean, there have been some victories. So we'll take a look at our stats real quick, and then we'll kind of dive back in. So from a pitching perspective, it's batting stats. What are we looking at here? What are we doing here, guys? Major League. There we go. All right, so Corey Kluber 2-4 with a 6.25 ERA so far, but a 3.20 FIP and a 1.2 WAR. So he actually hasn't been that bad. Only given up 2 home runs in 40 innings. Patrick Murphy's been really, really good in a swing role for us. 2.74, 3.05 FIP. Charlie Morton is 0-5 with a 4.76, but a 3.75 FIP. Kyle Freeland's pitched well. Senzatella's pitched really well. King has pitched really well, even though he's 0-5. 3.83 ERA. Chafin has been good. Clark Schmidt has been better. Claudio's been fine. Radio Martinez has been fine. We don't have a single pitcher who's negative WAR right now, which is, I don't want to say surprising, but it's encouraging, I guess is probably the way to look at it. Wendelken and Duplantier coming in as middle relievers, so that's good to see. It's our lineup, honestly, that is causing some issues. We've got 3 or 4 players or 6 players on our team who are currently negative WAR. So Joey Gallo only hitting 228, putting up an 850 OPS, 10 home runs. Michael Taylor's hitting the ball well. Naylor and Welker are both hitting the ball okay. Naylor's doing a nice job in the leadoff spot, 373 on base percentage. Welker's hitting the ball well. Posey is hitting 300. My catchers are doing all right, but then from there it gets ugly. Brendan Rodgers is not really hitting for any power at all. He's putting up a 723 OPS. Peraza, Tapia, Crawford, Fuentes, McKinstry, and Marwin Gonzalez are all just bad right now. Marwin Gonzalez, a $1.43, negative 0.8 WAR. So not good there. It's surprising that it's our offense that is causing us some problems right now, not our defense. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Our offense is actually, we're up to 12th in starters ERA, 8th in bullpen ERA. It's our offense. We're not hitting. And that's a problem. It's surprising. It's really surprising. Jack Leiter, a couple of starts in Double-A so far, looking good. Drew Romo has just gotten started in High A ball, looking pretty good there. Let's look at the waiver wire. Clint Frazier, Diaz, Caleb Coward, Brian No. Any pitchers? There are a lot of pitchers. Anybody I'm interested in? Ian Hamilton. Ground ball pitcher, 58, 57, 57. He might be another nice little waiver claim pickup for us. In place of Stevenson. It's a fly ball pitcher. Yeah, I can get behind that. Let's claim him. And let's see what we can do about the offense here. So let's look at the trade block. Javi Baez, Benintendi, Gregorius, Kiermaier, Plawecki, Scope, Schwarber, and then a whole lot of nothing. I mean, I don't, at these prices, I'm good. Honestly. Benintendi's not a bad option. But yeah, at what they're, I mean, Didi Gregorius might not be a bad, I mean, he's only signed through this year. What do we have for upcoming free agents? That's right, there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot there. Could go after Michael Brantley. I always love picking up Michael Brantley. That contact is really good. He's not hitting this year, but... All right, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. It's still early. We aren't really competing for the... Wait, did I see a 15 strikeout game for Kluber? No, for Bieber. We aren't competing for the playoffs this season, so I'm not all that fussed if things don't go all that well, although I would be nice to see the offense pick it up here a little bit. We'll just have to keep playing and see what happens. Let's take on the Padres at home. Lose 12-3. Lose 10-4. So we pick up Ian Hamilton. So we will put him in for Stevenson. We're going to have to designate him. So I think we've done an okay job building the bullpen. We just need to sort out the sort out the lineup. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with the lineup. We'll make him middle setup. Yeah, it's been a rough patch here. And we finally pick up a win, 4-3, to avoid the sweep and end a 5-game losing streak. So now we take on Cincinnati, and we get a shutout, 5-0. Brendan Rodgers is still out with a sore wrist. We're going to continue to let him play through it, though. I want to look at the shutout. So Gallo, 2 for 3. McKinstry, 2 for 3. We get Joey Gallo hits his 11th home run of the year. And this is what you're going to expect out of him. I mean, if he puts up an 845 OPS and it's 47 home runs, I'll take it. King goes 7 shutout innings. Look at that ERA. It's down to 3.26, guys. So Michael King is starting to pitch the way that we need him to, I guess. So we win 2 in a row. Game against Cincinnati again, looking for our 3rd straight, 16-3. So 3 straight wins for the Rockies. Tapia goes 5 for 5, busting out of a season-long slump. Brandon Crawford up to 346. Fuentes with 3 hits. Sanchez with 2 hits. Naylor 2 for 6, 3 RBIs. Home runs from Naylor and Rodgers. And Schmidt picks up another win. So Clark Schmidt shaved a couple of runs off that ERA from last year. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here. So let's keep going. 4 wins in a row. Can we pick up the sweep of Cincinnati? We can. We win 5 games in a row. I want to look at the box scores for both of these games because I like it when we go on winning streaks. So Welker's up to 333. Rodgers up to 304 with his 3 for 5. Kluber went the first 5. Good bullpen work. So 1, 2, 3, 4 innings of 1 run, 4-hit baseball. I'll take it. And then the Sunday game, we win 6-3. Rodgers looks like a 3-run home run for Brendan Rodgers. Yep. Gallo's down to 211. That's okay. Kyle Freeland is 3-3. Duplantier, Claudio, and Ramirez. So that was a good week for us. That was a good week for us as we are currently riding a 5-game winning streak. We're 17-24. Offense is starting to pick it up a little bit. Pitching staff is looking okay. Got some good numbers here across the board for our bullpen. Some of our trade chips are staying healthy, which is the important thing. We will end up moving these guys, I think, at some point, Kluber and Morton. Not just yet, though. Let's see what happens. Let's get to the end of May, and then we'll talk about maybe moving one or both of those guys. We win again. So 6 wins in a row, 9-3 over the Padres. Colton Welker, 5 RBIs. Brendan Crawford goes 4 for 5. He's hitting .447 in his time with Colorado. 17 for 38, Brandon Crawford. Joey Gallo goes 1 for 3, hits his 12th home run of the year. And Charlie Morton goes 7. All right, we look for 7 straight. And we get it with a 2-1. I'm going to look at every box score until we lose. It's just how I'm going to do it. So Gallo homers for a 2nd straight day. He's got 13 home runs on the year. King goes 6 shutout innings, has that ERA under 3. Michael King, is he our ace? Is he that guy we build around? Who knows? But Wendelken, Chafin, and Martinez go the final 3. Martinez picks up his 11th save, and we win again. 7 straight wins. Here's looking for 8 in a row. And we lose 4-0. So Stevenson is going to go down to AAA. How's Riley Adams doing? It's just gotten started. All right, so we're 19-25. Let's get to the end of May, and then we will recap. So we have 4 games left in May, or 5 games, 3 against the Dodgers, 2 in Atlanta. Can we beat the Dodgers? They hammered us last time. Nope, we lose to the Dodgers. Lose to the Dodgers. and lose to the Dodgers. So we win 8 in a row and then immediately proceed to lose 4 straight. So now we go to Atlanta for the final 2 games of May. 5 losses in a row. And we win. So that was just a weird month. So we go on an 8-game winning streak and then lose 6 in a row before we finally win. So that's a strange month. We win this one 4-3. Crawford 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. He's hitting really well. Schmidt picks up another win. Cool. So we go to June 1st. We're 20-29. We were 13-16 that month. I'll take it. I will take it. Let's look at mail. Let's look at development first. So Wendell his control got a little worse. King got a little worse, even though he's pitching lights out. He's 2-6, but with a 2.87 ERA. Duplantier got a little worse. Chafin got a little worse. Sanchez got better. I think 286. Buster Posey doing exactly what we brought him in to do. Marwin Gonzalez has gotten worse. Peraza's gotten better. His potential rating dropped, but his actual hitting ratings got better. Any of our prospects show up here. Riley Adams got worse across the board. Nope. Okay. So the Mets lose Syndergaard for the season. Andrew Vaughn wins the AL Batter of the Month. Trent Grisham, the NL Batter of the Month. Garrett Crochet, AL Pitcher of the Month. Blake Snell, the Pitcher of the Month in the NL. AL Rookie of the Month, Yoelqui Cespedes for the White Sox. And in the NL, it is our very own Radiel Martinez, who was 2-1 with a 2.12 and 12 saves on the season. So we're going to take a look at the stats and the month that was, and then we'll move on into June. Let's start with the pitching staff, because that's where the biggest surprises have been. So Corey Kluber, currently sitting 2-6. That ERA is still really high at 6.59, but his FIP is only a 3.62. 3.93 BABIP, so he's getting he's giving up a lot of hits, though. 73 hits in 54 innings. Only allowed 5 home runs, only walked 17, so he's just... His opponent batting average is 2. He's just giving up too many hits. But still, he's on pace for a 4-win season, even though he's on pace for 20 losses. Michael King has been really good. 57 hits in 62 innings. He's only walked 11. Good for a 1 WAR. ERA under 3. Clark Schmidt has gotten a lot better this year. He's 3-4. Kyle Freeland has been a lot better this season. He's 3-4 as well with a 3.93 ERA. Patrick Murphy, again, we used him in that swing role. He's looked pretty sharp so far. Radiel Martinez has been great as our closer. Not striking out a ton of batters, but he's only given up 1 home run. Ian Hamilton he's only pitched 3 innings for us. I saw the 15 innings. I'm like, he's pitched a lot. Charlie Morton has been okay, 2-5, 4.43 ERA. And then the rest of our bullpen has been okay. J.B. Wendelken is a -1 WAR, but you look at his stats for us: 13 innings, 2 walks, 12 Ks. He's been fine. So our pitching staff has looked okay. We still Kluber, Morton, and Chafin will probably look to move on from, since they're signed. I don't know about Chafin. I like the extreme ground ball out of a bullpen guy, and our bullpen has been really solid so far. But Kluber and Morton are, they're in line to be moved. From a hitting perspective, it's gotten better. It still hasn't been great, but it's gotten better. Joey Gallo's at 226, 13 home runs, 28 RBI, so he's on pace for 43 and 93. 40 home runs and an 800 OPS with really good defense. I'll take it. That's fine. Brandon Crawford has been fantastic since coming off of the DL, hitting 389 with almost an 1100 OPS. Colton Welker is hitting 328. Ali Sanchez hitting well above what we would have expected. Josh Naylor, the batting average slipped, so in turn everything else has slipped, but still putting up about an 800 OPS. I would like that on-base percentage a little higher. Michael Taylor's been really good for us in a starting role, but again, he's more, I would say, more suited for a fourth outfielder role with his hitting and his fielding ratings, but he's the only option we have right now. Brendan Rodgers starting to hit a little better. I'm still dealing with a sore wrist. Buster Posey as our backup catcher is doing just fine. Oswald Peraza, who was our Rule 5 guy from the Yankees, he's hitting all right, but again, he's just, we got to keep him on the roster. Tapia is not really hitting, save for that 1 5-hit game he had. McKinstry, Fuentes, and Gonzalez have all been really, really bad. Gonzalez especially a minus 1.1 WAR. Anybody interested in him? He's so good, or he's so versatile that I hate to give up on him, but he's just been so bad with the bat that you can't really justify it. There are a couple of offers, but nothing that stands out as super interesting. So let's take a look here real quick and see what Kluber and or Morton can bring back. Looking for maybe a young outfielder to put in between, or to put in center field, or some pitching. So Cedric Mullins, he's a good defensive center fielder, probably a better hitter than Michael Taylor, although not by much. Adam Engels, too old. Not that 30's old, but Jake Odorizzi, Miles Straw. Good eye, pretty good defensively, good speed. Not really anything here. Giancarlo Stanton. We could put Stanton next to Gallo and just try to outslug everybody. Matt Crook. Extreme ground ball. Good stuff. Good movement. You'd have to think I could get him for less than that, though. Sean Reed Foley. Kiermaier is kind of the type of player we're looking for, but he's not at 32. If we could get someone like that at 25, 26. So let's see what Kluber and Rodgers. Okay. All right, so what if we retain his salary? Looks like mostly the same offers, which I'm not all that interested in, frankly. Jeff McNeil can really hit. Second base, left field, and right field. I wish I could find someone who could hit like that and could play center. Yeah. All right. So nobody's interested in Kluber, at least in a way that I would want them to be interested in Kluber. So let's try Morton. And I may do some searching offline and see if I can make something work. Yeah, there's nothing there. So if we go here and we look at all Major League players, actually, I want to go to the find a player. So we need center fielder. Go play defense. And we're looking for young targets. And I've always liked Michael Ciani. That defense is just phenomenal. I have him in my Tigers playthrough over on my channel, although he hasn't Hasn't really come through. He hasn't really played much, to be honest. But they have any interest in moving Kyle Lewis? They don't. What about Siani from the Reds? Nothing. Harrison Bader. He might not be a bad. He can't really hit, but man, he can field the baseball. Yeah, they're not interested in giving him up either. All right, so I'm going to spend some time, I think, offline trying to come up with a potential solution for our center field problem. Jack Leiter, let's look at prospects. 4 starts, 22 innings, 17 strikeouts. He's starting to look good. We'll continue to give him some time in Double-A. Drew Romo, he's starting to hit, guys. 299, 347, 522. So we will probably move him up to Double-A sooner rather than later. Where is Colorado? We're right here. Acevedo, and then Veen, 28 for 77. Man, he is raking in Double-A right now. We'll give him until probably July 1st, and then move him up to Triple-A. Then he could be on our team next year, and we'll have a decision to make. Well, not really. We'll stick him in left, and Tapia will go away. So center field. Center field is a problem. We need a bat in center field, and then maybe a shortstop. Crawford is not the long-term answer, of course. I don't think McKinstry is the long-term answer, although he could still come along. He's only 27, but he's not hitting all that well right now. So, yeah. All right, let's continue. We're going to go up to the 11th, or I guess we'll go to the 12th and just finish off that week. So let's keep going. Can we beat the Braves? We do. 6-5-11. Can we sweep the Braves? We cannot. We lose 8-2. So now we go to St. Louis for 3. Lose 1-0. Lose 13-4. So you think your talent is wasted. You're literally hitting 132, 197, 167, and you believe your talent is being wasted. All right. Take a look at the lineup. I think we might need to shuffle some players around in the lineup here. Roberto Ramos, Jared Walsh. Maybe Jared Walsh. He would be a backup first baseman. He can hit lefties and righties equally. Ramos, not quite as good. Miguel Diaz from the Padres, no. Sure, let's pick up Jared Walsh. No, I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I don't like that deal. So no, we're not going to do that. I know in real life, Brandon Walsh. Not Brandon Walsh is from 90210. The hell is wrong with me? Jared Walsh. Jared Walsh. In real life, they've got some good talent. Yeah, no, all right. I'm just going to stick with what we have. So Marwin Gonzalez can just suck it up for now. So we've lost 3 in a row. And we win 10-5. So 8 straight quality starts for Clark Schmidt prior to that game there. Buster Posey, 4 RBIs. Nailers averages down to 246. That's not good. Schmidt's 4-4. All right, let's take a look at our lineup real quick. Is there anything we want to do here? All right, so we have Naylor leading off, and Naylor is currently .4 WAR, 321 on base percentage. We're going to leave Gallo where he stands. I think Welker with a 351. Yeah, I mean, those aren't great on base percentages. I mean, these are. Crawford's is a small sample size, but I think just because he's hitting so well right now, we're going to do that. And let's just ride this as long as we can. If he can continue to put up a 400 on base percentage and we have him in the top of the order, that's just fine. So we'll start with that. We will start with that. Let's keep going. So we're 22 and 32. So we go to Los Angeles now to take on the Angels. We win 6-5, so that's 2 wins in a row. We lose 5-2. Lose 5-2 again. To Houston now as we try to end a 2-game losing streak. And we do. We win 4-3. All right, so it's the draft pool announcements. So let's just get to the 12th. Let's get through the 12th. Let's get to the 13th, and then we'll start looking at who's on the draft pool. We'll look at the stats through the next month and a half, and then we will call it an episode. So Joey Gallo is injured with a strained oblique. We'll probably let him play through it. Brendan Rodgers is still out. Let's just look at this box score real quick as we win 8-6 in the last game we're going to play in this episode. Crawford 1 for 4. Welker 3 for 5, 3 runs knocked in. Posey 3 for 4, 2 runs knocked in. Kluber goes 2 for 3. His ERA is up to 7.13. So, yeah, the Kluber experiment in Colorado is not working, and I don't know how much of that is his fault. I mean, his ERA is ridiculous, but 101 hits in 70 innings. Is still on pace for 3.5 WAR. Hasn't been good. All right, so let's look at the draft pool. Let's look at the mock draft. And we're going first, and they have us taking Drew Jones, who, I mean, we talked about needing a center fielder, but I don't think you draft for need in baseball. You draft your best position. And there are some players in here that I like that tend to turn out. Tamar Johnson tends to turn out pretty well. He can already play shortstop in the majors. Let's look at the draft pool. So Jared Jones is the highest rated player, but we have Drew Romo again. You don't draft on need, but I think in this particular case it's okay. Elijah Green. Drew Jones is probably the best bat, at least based on the ratings that are here right now. 69 power, good speed. He's already a good defensive outfielder. Contact needs to be a little higher, but again, he's only 18, so these numbers could all develop. Pitching. Yeah, it's not a good draft. He's already 23. And we do also have a supplemental pick from the Trevor Story signing. So I think it might be Drew Jones, unless, you guys, most of you have probably simmed this draft 1,000 times, just like I have. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, I think it's Drew Jones or Tamar Johnson. I think those are the two that I'm looking at. Maybe Jason Jones. I mean, I think, I just get done saying that you don't draft on need in Major League Baseball, but I think Johnson and Jones fill the two holes that are the most drastic in our eyes right now, which is shortstop and center fielder. So I think those are the two that we look at. Where does it have? Is Johnson going 10th? Is Jason Jones going 31st? I mean, maybe he slips to us here in the supplement. Like, that's just an awful supplemental pick. Like, if that's excuse me, if that's who I have to take, I may just take him and not sign him. Jaden Hill in the third round wouldn't be terrible. I mean, we have 3 picks in the top 33, 40. 3 picks in the top 41. So we got to get it right. We got to get it right. How long have we been going for? 18. Yes, we've been going for about 40 minutes. So I think that's going to do it here. So the next episode then will be, I think, the end of June and through July. So we'll do 6 weeks. So we'll do June through the trade deadline. That'll be a nice long episode because there should be a lot going on in July between the international free agent signing, the first-year player draft, and the trade deadline. So things have gotten better. I think we're definitely ahead of where we were last season. Look at staff roles. Yeah, our staff doesn't like each other. We're going to have to do something about this. First of all, we're going to have to get rid of Jeff Bridich. I think that's the first step, is to get rid of Jeff Bridich and bring in fact, let's do that right now. So let's find a personable assistant GM. Let's do that right now. Make that the last thing we do here. General manager. I want to customize it, and I want to put in what am I looking for? Relationships? No, not relationships. That's not what I'm looking for. It's here somewhere. Personality. And then positive and negative. That's what I'm looking for. So we want a personable general manager who gets along well with personable people, who has some of the same where he leans in terms of the type of players he looks for. Let's do it this way. Let's see if we have anybody who gets along well with... He's 71 years old, though. Yeah, there's not really anybody that... I mean, Matt Klentak's probably the best option. Favors on-base percentage, favors power, favors offense. He's personable. Matt Klentak will be our new... So if he gets along well with normal and is a negative with temperamental, what does that do for us? We don't have anybody who's temperamental, which is good. We have 2 players that are normal, so he's going to get along well with 2 players. And because he's personal, we have 3 people who are going to get along with him. So I think that's going to work out from a cohesion standpoint pretty well. Let's see, is there anything else we need to look at? I don't believe there is. All of our minor leagues are doing pretty well right now. So next episode will be the end of June into July. This is just sort of a start to the season. Let's get through a couple of months, and we're doing okay. I mean, 25-35 isn't obviously great, but we only won 53 games a year ago. So we are definitely trending in the right direction. Surprisingly, it's the offense that we need to focus on. Our bullpen has been surprisingly good. Our starters have been okay. I think, we'll take a step back in the second half of the season because we're going to move on from our 2 top starters. But I think in the end, I think that's all right. So you guys let me know what you think. Where you think I should, where I should look to draft, and if I am, and if there's anybody else I should look to trade other than just the 2 names that we've talked about. So we will talk to everybody soon. Thanks for watching, and again, head over to my channel at Around the World Sports. Drop me a subscribe over there. Also, leave these guys here at GM Games a like and subscribe on this video, as there's a ton of content here if you love your sports simulation stuff. We'll talk to everybody soon. Bye bye.